You're listening to the All Elite Podcast, your favorite AEW fan podcast for in-depth analysis and discussions about the number one growing brand in professional wrestling today, All Elite Wrestling. This podcast is broadcasted live on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch on behalf of the No Holds Barred Network. The network is your source for wrestling interviews and podcast content featuring independent wrestling and AEW. Also, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. So sit back, relax, and interact in the live chat. Enjoy the show.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the All Elite Podcast. For some reason, my camera doesn't show up on screen. What is this? Where am I?
He's not existing today.
What is going on
here?
here?
I'm fucking with a black screen today.
What the hell is this? Where am I?
He's so handsome as a black screen. Like,
look at this.
Look at this.
Where the hell am I?
Amazing.
Yeah, let me try to fix this right in the beginning of the podcast. This is great. So I'll do the intro while you guys can't see me. It's probably because it's, we're Halloween themed, so I'm a ghost right now. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the All Elite Podcast right here on the No Holds Barred Network, your source for all wrestling podcast content and more. I'm your spooky ghost that you cannot see, the invisible man, Kyle Masters. And I'm here joined by my spooky co-host, as always. She's the lady of light tubes. She's the EVP Giggles, the Heartbreak Chick, the queen of the Indies, and the queen to Oogie Boogie. This is Tiffany.
Oogie Boogie.
Yes.
My character is the mayor.
Yes.
Get it right.
But,
get it right. I
the
got
most
glitter
important
all
part
over.
is trying to get me back in OBS here because it's not happening right now. It won't put my camera back. What is this shit? I had an update, and then now it's just like, nah, we're just not going to do any camera today. What is happening? Yeah, it won't put my camera in. I don't know why. And I don't know what to do about it. Like, I've never had this camera thing has never happened, guys. You guys watching live right now, you guys listening on the audio version are like, what? This has never happened before. So I don't know what to do.
This is a great podcast.
Like, I'm just not. Do I have to throw up a picture of myself for like the pod today?
I might have to do it.
Because like I don't know what to do here. My picture just not. It's just not showing up.
You broke it.
Yeah. Well, OBS updated itself before we got on live, so maybe that has something to do with it. But yeah, I've just tried putting in my camera source a bunch of different times, and nope. So we're gonna grab a quick picture of me, and we're gonna do me picture version. I guess Tiffany's just gonna be in video version. Apologize for everyone, can't see my reactions, but I don't know why I'm not coming up in the camera. This is funny.
Well, you know what my answer to that is, right?
Yes.
Get rid of OBS.
It doesn't happen all the time, though.
Doesn't matter. I don't have any problems anymore since I walked away.
Yep. No. Okay. Well, it's not happening, guys. We're throwing up a picture of myself. Let's see if I can find a quick picture of myself.
Oh God, you black screened it.
We're back. We're back. Good.
Okay.
I gotta find a good picture of myself because I'm one of those people. I don't have I'm not photogenic at all. Like when I look at myself in pictures, I'm like, what is that? Like, who is this? Oh, here we go. I got a nice picture here of my face. So let me throw this up here. There I am. We're just gonna put it a little bit bigger here.
Kyle broke his camera.
And we're gonna put me right here. No, we're gonna put me over here. And then we're gonna put it behind the layout, so it's like that. And then Tiffany, and then what we're gonna do for your audio listeners, you guys might as well come over to the video version and see what's going on, because this is good shit right here. It's entertainment right here. Watch me do this. Watch. camera not working. Oh, wait, maybe I'll put it more down. Put it like this. Not working. And I'm going to shrink this. See, this is like Bob Ross.
Oh,
You're going to put the
you
sign right over
happy
here.
little trees.
There we go.
I
Camera
feel like
not
you should
working.
put a big X across your face.
That's not very nice. That is not very nice.
X marks the spot.
Well, anyways, so that's that. So now the people coming in going, where the hell is Kyle? Well, now you know why. So that's happening. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the All Elite Podcast, where myself and Tiffany talk about everything in that AEW world, whether it's AEW Dynamite, Dark, Elevation, BTE, Rampage, any other new show that comes about. We talk about it right here on the podcast. And we got some stuff to talk about, some AEW stuff to talk about, especially last night's Dynamite was a great episode.
Oh, man.
Okay, so Tony Khan announced before, he's got this big announcement. What was your initial reaction? What did you think it was first thing? What was the first thing that came into your head?
I don't know. I really didn't have a thought process because it could have went into a million different ways, especially the last couple of weeks we've been talking about are we going to get a tour? Are we going to get another pay-per-view? Are we going to go up to Canada? Are we going to go to UK? Or, there was so many options, but a belt was not really a thought in my head at all.
Yeah, me either. That's the thing. We knew another belt was coming, but at the time we didn't it didn't come across our heads. My instant thing is, and it's because I've been wanting this for a while now, is the AEW New Japan Super Show. Yeah, AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Super Show. That's the exact English wording of that. But I was like, you know what? I thought about it too. I'm like, okay, so with the restrictions that are going on right now, and they're still going with that and around the world, it's nothing going to be travel related. Although it would be cool.
Yeah.
And I did entertain the idea that, Tony Khan has said that he wants to do a show at Craven Cottage in UK, which is the soccer stadium that he owns. So, I mean, that right there, then and there, would be your logical, okay, that's probably the big announcement. He's going to announce the UK show for 2022 at that stadium. But, I mean, they go into a different direction, and they announce we now have a secondary women's belt coming into the division. The TBS Championship, y'all.
It's so crazy, right? I mean, it's so smart because you wouldn't really think that, right? That we were gonna, because we haven't seen that. So the fact that we got a secondary belt and now the women's division's getting better, and this was something that since the beginning of me and Kyle doing All Elite Podcast, that was a big complaint with that was always brought up through a lot of people, even on social. We've talked about it, me and Kyle. But that women's division is starting to get stacked, and why shouldn't they get a secondary belt? So it's very interesting that we're gonna get a secondary women's belt and look at all the options. And I know Brad put a tweet out and he was saying that, let's say that there's 10 people talking about, okay, we got the secondary belt, it's beautiful, whatever. And but the options are who is this belt going to go on? And there's so many different options that everybody's thinking. You could throw it pretty much on everybody that I saw. Everybody had a different answer. Thunder Rosa, Ada J. I mean, Kyle wants to take Auntie on there. I mean, Jade. There is a million. Big Swole. You could go any way with this belt.
Do you think they go new star, or do they go someone established and a big name currently, like a Jade?
Gonna go big name. Makes sense. But what I'm hoping for, and this goes back into the TNT belt, that that's your belt to kind of build new talent. I feel like.
Yeah, I think so. And it's gonna be on. It's gonna be the TBS belt too. It's gonna be going. TBS is gonna be looking at AEW now, going, okay, what are you guys gonna provide us for this big deal you've done? You're going to want a big name right off the bat with that TBS belt to kind of define the women's division. And they're again, this is another aspect of AEW listening to its fans. The fans been wanting AEW to pay more attention to the AEW division, or the women's division. And look what they're doing. They're introducing a second belt for this women's division and for the women to compete for. And now they're doing it in tournament form. And I love my tournaments. So I love it that they're doing. Yeah, and I don't know exactly when. It really wasn't released as to when exactly this tournament will be.
Right.
Regardless of that, though, hang on. This picture is extremely big for whatever reason. I changed my picture and it like took over like the entire layout of the show. Why is this picture so big? That's what she said. But let me just shrink it more here. This is funny because this picture I'm about to put in is an actual live shot of me right now. So I'm going to, because I want you guys to kind of feel about kind of live in the moment of me right now. So there we go.
Oh my God.
There we go. That's me. I gave us a nice shot here with the Out Podcast Everyone shirt. There we go. So January 5th, yes, Kimmy Talks Wrestling, our inside scoop. That's our Dave Meltzer right there, our Sean Ross Sapp. January 5th for the finals. January 5th is the finals. Okay, so they're probably going to start, I'm assuming, December and in November-ish, which is pretty cool. And that's also cool, too, because...
you're tied with it.
Yeah, there's a big New York show around that time frame.
December 8th.
So I'm imagining they're going to position it to where there's going to be a big matchup in this tournament that's going to be on that New York show. So... I
don't have tickets for that.
Yeah. Yes, but yes, everyone, that is what I look like right now. I took with my iPhone and I sent it in to the computer right now, just so you guys have like I may not be moving, but there's a picture there. But yes, Tiffany can't handle me right now. I'm sorry, the camera's not working. I had to do something.
In the camera.
But yes, yeah. It tastes good, by the way.
What was that movie? Scary movie? What's up?
Yeah. The original, that was like a big thing in the 90s. The what's up thing.
I mean, I wish your camera was working that we could like cut your tongue out and then we could just see your. Never mind. Okay.
What? Tiffany.
I didn't say anything
Tiffany.
sexual. I was just. But you ever see those?
Save that for the Patreon.
You ever see those like TikTok videos where like it's one picture and then you see the eyes moving and the tongue moving, but nothing else?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm like freaking thinking of that.
Oh God, if I knew how to put that into like, if I knew how to put that into OBS, that would be hilarious. But I don't. I'm not doing that on the go. But anyways, I think there's a big bug in OBS because we're coming through fine on YouTube right now, but I'm about at 10,000 drop frames, but that doesn't seem to be the thing.
Yet you continue to use this crap that I got rid of.
It's fine, though. We're coming out good. It's just there's a bug that's making it seem like we're dropping frames, but we're not. But anywho, yeah, the women's belt, the TBS belt. You know what?
It's gorgeous.
I like it. I mean, it's very simple. They copied the TNT belt. They just replaced the logo. I'm fine with that. I kind of expected. I think everyone did expect a newer looking belt. I'm fine that they still went in this direction because it's the same size as the TNT belt. Most importantly, they didn't go back to a smaller belt for the women. And I'm enjoying that we're going to make big fight feels with this TBS belt in the women's division because I think it's really needed. You have Britt that's accelerating right now in the top woman in the division. You don't want to take that title belt off her right now. So what do? You introduce another women's title belt for the women to fight for until, they're ready to take the belt off Britt and someone will step into that plate, whether it's a Thunder Rosa, Jade Cargill, whoever. So I am very excited for this. I am so pumped for this TBS belt. I can't wait.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a little better looking than the women's belt, to be honest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
I like it. I really, really like it. I was like, it's a nice belt.
In a way, I kind of hope that they would have went, how the size of the world title, that probably should be the size of the women's world title. Yeah. Doesn't have to look the same, but the same size.
That's just what it is. I think it's too small, and I think that was the issue that we kind of had. So.
But anywho.
Jackie was on TV yesterday.
Yes.
We all popped.
Yeah, we saw her like a billion times because, how can you not see her in the front row with her bright-ass red hair? And she was like... And it's not a jab at Jackie. No one takes a jab at Jackie. I love Jackie. But, I was like, okay, I spot her right away. She was like the tinfoil guy in the front row there. The guy wearing, the tinfoil jacket. How can you miss that guy? She was wondering who that was because he was getting a lot of attention. I think he's just a super fan because I've seen him at ringside a bunch of times. I think he's just one of those super fans, and they love acknowledging the fans, so it's just one of those moments. But speaking of the fans, how cool was it that kid got CM Punk's Jordans?
Oh my God, how cool. It's such like a moving moment. And it's like, I always like that is that when wrestlers stay humble. And when I do a lot of interviews on the network, usually I always ask them what's a piece of advice that they would give, to other wrestlers trying to get into the business. And one of the things usually that mostly say is like, be humble. You don't really see that. A lot of times you see these guys, they get signed, they get gassed, and like they forget where they come from. And that's what I always loved about the Young Bucks was that they always loved their fans, right? They always stayed humble. They were always good to their fans, right? So see this with CM Punk with the sneakers, like you just gave a memory, that will stay forever. And here we are on the podcast talking about how such a moving, amazing moment that was.
And to a kid who was literally dressed in Orange Cassidy gear from head to toe. That seems to be like there's two things. If you look at an AEW crowd, you got the regular people that wear t-shirts, that's fine. But you get the hardcores, right? The people that go all out when they go to a wrestling show and dress up. There's two kinds of dress ups you see in an AEW crowd. Yeah. And it's two young, like the two people that, I argue that Orange Cassidy should be on the pillar for AEW. I know they released their 4-pillar shirt with MJF, Sammy, Jungle Boy, and Darby Allin. I argue Orange Cassidy should be on that pillar too. So then those are the two people you see in the crowd dress up. It's either Orange Cassidy or Darby Allin. People face paint Darby Allin everywhere. And that just shows you how big of stars these two actually are in this company. It's insane. I mean, no one's going to be dressing like Jungle Boy because I don't know who can. Unless you have giant hair like him, you can't really dress up like Jungle Boy, or you have like the mutton chops going. But
me and Kyle did it on the podcast. We did Orange Cassidy, one of the episodes.
Yeah, we did.
Glasses and the jean jackets.
Doing the half thumbs. But it's just so cool to see that. And then Punk giving him the Jordans. I really would like to know what he said to the kid, because that was like a long, like, I don't know, he's saying like stay in school, and I don't know, what do you think he was saying? Like I'm just sitting there going like, what is he saying? Unless he's just like thanking him for being a fan and don't I think just normal stuff like that. But we were talking about this. It was in a group chat, and we're like, well, you were there too, Tiff. So remember when we said that, or was brought up that this kid's in Philly, and he's about to walk out with some Jordans, which are already expensive, but not normal Jordans. He's walking out with Jordans that were in CM Punk's feet. Yo, this kid better have like the police escort ready to go when he left that arena.
That's
walking out in Philly. Yeah.
Someday. What would be even more fucked up is that they put it up on eBay or something like that. But like, why would you do something like that?
Oh man, if I was a kid, that's going in a glass case.
Yeah, like a shadow.
And that's going like in my room or whatever, like wherever he wants to display it. You get a picture too. I think you know what I would do. I put it in like a glass case, like a square glass box, and get the picture. Yeah. It's exactly what I would do. I would never sell those shoes ever. And that's just me because I'm a massive CM Punk mark. But some people are sick, right? Some people will go on eBay and be like, well, I can make a quick $5,000 on these shoes. Who wants these shoes?
I see it all the time. Well, we'll go back to that BTE episode, right? That Nick Jackson was talking about with the airport. Remember that episode that he was talking about it? That they come every week. They see the same people over and over again. And he was kind of taking shots at them. Like, he put them up on, eBay or whatever it is. A lot of people do that shit. Yeah. But that's why I always say the memorabilia for me has to mean something.
Yeah. But shout outs to Jackie being right in the front row there. Being a true AEW fan, going crazy. I seen her jump up and down a lot of the times. She texted me right away when she, I guess FTR was on Dark beforehand, and she had a moment. I think it was Dax that climbed up to the top turnbuckle and was like looking directly at her and pointed at her. So I was like, oh man, that's such a cool moment. And so unfortunately, she couldn't stick around for Rampage, so she had to go. So she, being the nice girl that she is, our buddy Anthony was there with his friend, who's coincidentally named Kyle. They were, I think, in the upper deck on the other side. She told them to come down, and she gave her front row tickets to Anthony so they can come down and watch Rampage together. And CM Punk was wrestling in Rampage, and Anthony's a big CM Punk mark like me, and he loved it. He said he teared up a bit watching, and I'm like, that's just so cool to see stuff like that. And shout outs to them, Jackie and Ant. They do an AEW podcast as well, Elite POV. Guys, they'll be live right after us at 7 o'clock on Twitch, so go check them out after you're done here. Great group of people, very knowledgeable with AEW stuff. If you haven't checked their stuff out, go check them out. But AEW had a whole last night. Dynamite was great. I mean, me and Tiff, we watched Dynamite together last night.
Yeah, we did. We did. Usually I don't like doing that because I like take notes for the podcast, but I was like, yeah, I'm going to come hang out. So, because we usually sometimes we message each other during a lot of this.
I think it's cool. I think it's cool to do that. I think we should do a lot more of that. Watch it together. I think that's
why you guys gotta join the Discord.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have a network Discord. Which I don't always plug, but it's always in the description below, guys. So on YouTube, if you go down in the description, you can click the Discord link. I'm pretty sure it's there. If not, I'll start adding it. You guys can join the Discord. We do watch alongs at Dynamite. So yeah, but it won't be all the time. So you guys got to kind of like see if we're going to. Maybe we'll tweet it out if we ever are. But yeah, it was a great episode of Dynamite. I thought everything kind of flowed really well. They did something interesting. The way they opened up Dynamite. You could go on the Instagram and Twitter page for AEW and watch the entrances for that big tag match that they had to start the show. I'm like, okay, that's cool. That is a good way to obviously, one, get social media attention and get people tuning into your social media stuff. Because when I tuned in to the Twitter feed, there's like over 5,000 people watching. Yeah.
Growing and growing and growing.
Yeah. So it was really cool to see that. And then you got to see all the entrances, without the commentary. It was just the entrances with Justin Roberts. And then they open up Dynamite and everyone's in the ring getting ready to fight. And it was we've brought up multiple times on this podcast, Tiff, about the multi-man matches, and sometimes it kind of gets out of hand and it's all over the place, and it's hard to pay attention.
Yeah.
This is one of those tag matches where none of that stuff happened. Everything clicked in this match.
I think because like everybody could keep up with each other, so I think that's what kind of did it. I guess also the storyline with it too. Maybe that's what it was. But it was like spot fest, which I love. I love scramble matches and things like that. So spot fest to me makes me excited, but it's got to be crazy. Give me those crazy spot
and
fests.
You literally have the best talent on your roster in this match. Well, I mean, at least the majority of them in this match, and to do all those crazy spots. And Jermaine's in the chat there brings up a good point. Saves them 10 minutes from the actual broadcast to do the entrances. So
that was smart.
And we've noticed they're always opening with a big match. Always. Yeah. It's the first thing that catches your eye when you turn on Dynamite, and that is the smartest thing to do because you want to attract people's attention right away.
Yep, and get us excited. All the people that's in there, go nuts. But I love the spot where Adam Cole goes against the ropes, and then he just stops. And oh, baby!
Oh, yeah, everyone did a suicide dive. He's like, okay, I'm going to get in this. I'm going to do this. He's the last one to go. He's like, nah, Adam Cole, baby.
So great.
Oh, man, he's having so much fun. You can literally tell Adam Cole is the happiest he's ever been right now.
I was talking to somebody last night, and they were saying, like, you can definitely tell, like, Adam Cole is so much different than what he was in WWE, NXT, to where he's at now.
Yeah, and then can you imagine him and Bobby Fish backstage? The reunion that must have happened between those two.
Here's the picture that I sent you that they were saying this is a view of Kyle O'Reilly looking at Adam
SpongeBob. So if anyone knows SpongeBob memes, I'm going to lay it out for you here.
Oh my God.
So it's the Squidward looking from the closed blinds in his house at Patrick and SpongeBob running around, and it's captioned Kyle O'Reilly watching Adam Cole and Bobby Fish in AEW right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think that, he doesn't fit the mold anymore over there. He's just waiting and counting down the days. And I just want them to run Red Dragon back in AEW, because just if you add that tag team to their tag team division, holy crap, man. Like, they've already solidified themselves as having the best tag team division on the planet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just adding Red Dragon to that in the matches you could have, like with the Lucha Brothers, with the Young Bucks, with Jurassic Express, with oh my God, Top Flight when they both get when they both get healthy again.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many unreal tag matches they can have. They can do a run back of Undisputed Era one time if they want. Obviously, they wouldn't be called Undisputed Era, but the nostalgia would be there because everyone knows that these three were together in NXT and were the best thing going in NXT. So I think eventually he will come over, and I know Tony Khan's gonna be like, let's sign him. And you see the comments that Tony made this week. He's like we don't have a roster limit, but if there's gonna be a really good talent out there and they're a free agent, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to sign them. So.
Good. But it's good that he loves it, that he loves wrestling and it makes him excited. And I feel that's what makes the company so much better.
Yeah. Oh, was that the Red Dragon theme? See, I thought it sounded familiar. So Brad in the chat is saying that was the Red Dragon theme. See, I'm sitting there going like, why do I know this? Why is it like it? I'm getting this like familiarity with the song because I told Tiff this before. When they first made their NXT debut, I wanted to know a little bit more about them. So I went and watched a couple of Red Dragon matches. And some of them didn't have the entrances, but I think one or two might have. But I'm like, okay, Bobby Fish came out. I'm like, where have I heard this damn song before? Like, something was clicking with it. It wasn't like completely clicking, but I'm like, it sounds a bit familiar. But just go show Mikey Ruckus. If he's the one designing stuff, I know if he didn't do the Red Dragon theme, but
he did put that tweet out.
Okay.
Yesterday, after. So
that's really cool. And then, I mean, he did obviously an awesome job with Adam Cole's theme song because it's #1 in the freaking metal and rock charts on iTunes, that freaking song. And the best part, I love the crowd singing it. Every time there's a boom in this song, the crowd's going boo.
We gotta get Ruckus on here, Kyle.
Oh, man, I think, didn't we try and...
I don't remember, did we?
I thought we tried and, have my thoughts about the AEW media team, but...
Okay.
Well, there's a new person now, so maybe I'll try again.
There you go. We try again.
Try
again.
Yeah. Never just shoot our shot,
Hey, if I got to chat, I should have recorded.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, Tiff.
Weekend when I'm at GCW, I was talking to Marco Stunt, hanging out with him at Emo Night with April. We were talking to him. So,
how is Marco doing? He's doing all right.
He's great. He's great.
I saw him singing.
Album. We were like, when is the album dropping? Because he was playing at Emo Night at GCW. Him and Joey Janela are teaming up this weekend. We're going to see Moxley. Like, if you're coming to GCW this weekend, hit me up because I'll be down there. I don't know. Like, people are asking me to do a vlog too. I don't know.
Do it.
Maybe I'll do a vlog. Maybe.
Do it for the vlog. I ain't going to do it. Do it for the vlog. I ain't going to do it. Do it for the vlog. I ain't going to do it.
Maybe I'll do a vlog.
She's going to do a vlog, guys. She's going to do a vlog.
Maybe.
She's going to do a vlog.
We'll see.
Anyways, the opening tag match was awesome. So CM Punk had a really good promo. I thought it was pretty dope. I didn't expect him to call out Daniel Garcia, of all people. I'm like, okay, this is cool because like he's coming out and the camera. Did you see the camera fixate on the Punk Fears Hook sign?
Oh my god, we were talking about this in the Discord last night. That shit was funny. Who was it that retweeted it? RSP.
He did. Ricochet Page retweeted it. Good for Ricochet Page. Love that.
I'm determined to get him on the podcast. I'm gonna get him on the podcast, and I'm gonna have Kyle like co-host it with me.
Like, so Ricochet Page, we have here. How you doing, Ricochet Page?
He's just gonna say that to him, and then he's gonna fucking end the call.
Yeah, he's gonna end. We're just gonna have like the Skype logo. And we're like, well, that was Ricochet Page for our 5-second podcast.
And we can be like, we got him. We fucking got him.
Yep, he was here. He was here. Proof. But yeah, he challenges Daniel Garcia, and I'm like, oh, okay.
No, you know how excited I am for this? Like, Kyle knows like how much I love Daniel Garcia.
I don't have the spoiler, Tiff, but I was told it was a good match, so I'm pumped for tomorrow night.
I'm so pumped. I love Daniel Garcia.
Yeah.
Fucking love him. Oh.
So that was pretty dope. That's like a big nod there too as well, with Punk calling out Garcia. And again, he's here to, putting over the young talent. Now, I imagine Punk won, and still Garcia is going to have a pretty good showing against one of the best wrestlers in the world. So
fucking year, man. Like, he's had a 2021. Like, that's all I kept thinking about last night. I was like, this kid has had an incredible year this year. He really, all the belts that are on him. He was in an hour match with Yuta at the IWTV 100. Like, this kid is all over the fucking place.
Yeah, 4-star Prince said it in the chat there. Like he had a 60-minute draw with Yuta. Like that's insane.
There, I was there.
And Yuta man, Yuta man.
I was there losing my shit, screaming for a fucking bridge with Yuta. Like, God.
But yeah,
Indies, man, the fucking Indies.
I'm excited for that tomorrow. Can't wait. And speaking of promos, Arn Anderson, the talk of the town, Arn Anderson, just coming up with another this was like a tape segment in Cody's backyard, and like Cody came down to like confront him, and Arn demanded Cody to give him his tie, and Cody like didn't want to like give it to him, and Arn just open palm slaps him in the face. I'm like, why has Arn Anderson fully turned into mafia boss now? Like full on mafia boss, talking about taking out Glocks and on live TV, and then now cutting a promo and slapping Cody Rhodes on the face, saying, "No, put your damn tie in the fire." So
Did Phil say last night? Was it Phil Zero that was saying, what's it called? That he's like, I'll take the
yeah,
suit.
it was a Phillium, yeah. He's Arson Anderson. Yeah, that's right, Brad. He's mafia boss Anderson right now. This is crazy. This is cool. If they have to be going somewhere with this, right? I think he's gonna be influencing Cody Rhodes to maybe not go completely bad guy, because Cody Rhodes is never gonna go bad guy.
Go bad guy. Maybe I'll like him.
I don't think he's ever gonna go bad guy, but I think
go bad.
They're gonna change it into a gimmick where it seems bad, but the crowd loves it and is embracing it. You know what I mean? Kind of like Malachi Black, right? He's an evil gimmick, but every time he comes out, the crowd loses their absolute shit, right?
Yeah.
He's taking out the babyfaces. He just took out Dante Martin. The crowd was like, yeah. So yeah, I think they're gonna probably go in that direction, and it's gonna be like I think it's kind of almost like a mafia gimmick, because like why else would they talk about pulling Glocks out and firing and doing this like weird backyard thing with a fire barrel and saying, no, put your tie in here. He's like, you might as well go paint a star in your face. I'm interested. You know what? I'm now interested in what they're doing here, and they better live up to it, or else this might be the last straw for me. This with Cody Rhodes, you better do something with this. It better not just like end one day and you're back to coming out and being Mr. Cody. Just do something else, bro. So yeah, Bobby Fish and Sammy Guevara had the TNT match, and
Fish looks great.
Wow, this was a great match. Great match. Yeah, he does.
Super sweet when I met him. When I met him, Ciampa, I didn't meet Adam Cole there. It was Kyle O'Reilly. I have that pic somewhere. I was at an Evolve show. He was like really, really nice to me. I gotta find that picture and repost it.
I really like this match.
Great.
It was awesome. I mean, like, Sammy obviously wins. It's to GTH out of nowhere for the win, but this was very, very well done. I'm pumped. And now it's official. Bobby Fish is all elite.
We knew it.
Love that.
We knew it.
Yeah.
We knew it. Knew it.
Can't wait for the future with Mr. Fish and what they do with him. I don't know if he'll join a tag team maybe in the meantime, just a random tag team until future plans come about. Or, can you imagine, though?
I'm cool with him going on.
What if he joins the Super Elite?
You know, I was thinking that too. Like, it's gonna get crazy that they're gonna keep like adding all these freaking names to the Elite, which is a little different. Like, are we eventually gonna get like them versus the Bullet Club?
So here's the problem. What I have to keep trying to add people. You're treading the territory of NWO. Remember when NWO where they got popular, but then they started getting oversaturated because they added everybody into that faction, and then it was just like, okay, like half the roster is part of the NWO. It's supposed to be NWO versus WCW, and they kind of stopped working when they oversaturated it. So I don't want them to do that with the Super Elite.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what they do unless Bobby Fish is the one to try to lure Adam Cole away from the Super Elite.
Another faction.
Yeah. So we'll see. If they add him to the Super Elite, I hope it's not for too long, because, again, you can't just keep adding people, get oversaturated. It'll get boring really quickly, and, it just, well, maybe not boring. It'll just be like, okay, it's a little bit too much.
Stale a little bit, but, oh my God, that exploder into the turnbuckle, we were flipping out last night.
That was...
We were going nuts last night.
I'm like, okay, he's gonna do an explorer. I'm like, wait, he's really close to the turnbuckle, and then bang,
Back.
and then they had an interesting ending to this. Really caught me off guard. The Men of the Year and America's Top Team come out of nowhere. I'm like, oh,
Get behind this.
what's that?
I can't get behind
It's
this.
weird.
Like
It's
boring
really
to me.
weird. Like, and I made a point about this because when they jumped Sammy Guevara and Fuego del Sol in the ring, and you know, they had some of the MMA guys like doing the fake beatdowns, and they're not trained to do the fake beatdowns. They're trained to do real beatdowns. And I hate it. It looks bad. The shoot fake beatdowns from real MMA people does not ever look good on TV. It never comes across good on TV unless they're trained to do so. That's why the other wrestlers look good doing it, because they're trained to do it. They've done it their whole lives. These guys have literally been really like doing real ground and pound work their whole lives. You can't just come in and do a fake one. It's not going to look great at all. So thank God Jericho's music hit. They came out, they cut the whole promo, and like when Dan Lambert was talking, apparently, according to Jackie, who was there, she said they couldn't even hear him. It was legit. The boos were so loud, it overpowered the in-arena mic. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so they have a match with the Inner Circle. So it's Inner Circle. So it's Sammy Guevara, Jake Hager, and Chris Jericho against the Men of the Year and Junior Dos Santos, which is interesting. Because I did hear that he wanted to transition into wrestling. So I think he's probably been training. Out of all of them, I think he's been the one that's been actual training, like, you know, professional, like this kind of professional wrestling. So I'm interested to see what happens. I can't see him getting too involved in the match. Maybe like a couple of tags here and there, and you know, most of the work is going to be on the Men of the Year. And shout outs to the Men of the Year. Shout outs to Ethan Page, who is now a daddy. Yeah. That's why he wasn't there this week. So shout outs to my Canadian homie, Ethan Page, on becoming a father. So yeah, interesting. TBS Championship, we went through that already. They announced that. Yeah. It looks great. Darby Allin defeated Nick Comoroto. Very quick match. You know, it was just Darby Allin doing his thing. And then they did this thing after the match where like QT Marshall hit the diamond cutter on Sting, and Sting just like popped up just right away. What's up with QT? Like, is QT just gonna run down the legends? Is he just gonna go through all the legends? Like he ran through Paul White. Now he's going through Sting. Then he's gonna go through what? Mark Henry or QT is the legend feeder. You know how there's the legend killer in Randy Orton? He's the legend feeder. They just feed him to all the legends. Who becomes the first TBS champion? That's a good question. Let's talk about that. Let's rewind back a little bit. Who do we think? So if you can pick one person right now, who do you want to be the first TBS champion? Because I have mine, I'm pretty sure. And mine is actually not who I've been tweeting.
Don't know. Like, I wanted Atta J to have like a freaking run with the women's.
Yeah.
Right. Because they were building her really, really good. If you're gonna pick like somebody like new, I mean, I would like her to win. But if you want somebody who's already established, I mean, Thunder Rosa would be great for it.
So I'm thinking,
I feel like eventually that's gonna turn into like later down the line that it's like, imagine like Britt Baker takes that off of whoever wins it, and she's like,
that would.
But
be
I don't even think that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to do that, but I feel like that could. It's not gonna be funny if it was Reba.
I think it's gonna be one of two people. It's either gonna be Chris Statlander.
Yeah.
Or I can for sure now see Jade.
Yeah.
Holding that first belt, because she has the ability now to, because now she's gotten to a lot of matches. She's established who she is. She's got smart Mark Sterling. She's that bitch, right? And she even quoted that very unreal tagline that you can definitely see on a T-shirt. That bitch. What'd she say? That bitch.
Was it just shit?
No. Champion. The S. I forgot what she said. I think that bitch shit or something like that. And anyways,
great on her. She's got the look, right? We always talk about this, right? She's got the look. She's got a great look. I love how she works the camera. Mm-hmm. She's getting better. We'll get there, because I know a lot of people still aren't behind Jade. I love Jade. in everything. Yeah, she's not
She's
perfect,
a tad green in the ring, just a tad.
okay, she's a tad green, but so have a lot of other people, and they've only gotten better. But I feel like
I think that's the problem you run
it would
into, right?
sell me. I feel like it would sell me.
But I think that's a little bit of a problem you run into because she's still green in the ring. People might feel like, okay, well, maybe we could have someone in the meantime who's more established and good in the ring that deserves a belt to carry that belt until Jade is ready and less green in the ring. So, but I can still see them doing that.
It goes on
just,
Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, just
and
run
then
through the tournament.
It makes them even more powerful.
We'll have to see who's in the tournament, to be honest. You know what? How about we save our decision until they release the bracket for the tournament? Then we can go off that.
All right, yeah, we'll do that.
But speaking of the women, Serena Deeb faced Hikaru Shida. So this was interesting because
I knew that was
we were sitting there in the chat and we're going like, okay. So they made this big thing before the match where like Shida's going for her 50th win, the first AEW woman to get her 50th win, and they had a trophy already made with it. And we're like, okay, why are they doing that? I'm like, this is too obvious. But
I had said that too. That was like, if she comes out and cracks it, I was like, that's the biggest heel move. You know, it's like perfect heel move.
So this is interesting. So I don't know what they're. I think she is going to eventually get it, but I'm sitting there going, how many rematches are they going to do? Yeah. Are they going to save this last one for the pay-per-view and she's going to do it at the pay-per-view? So either way, this was a great match. Obviously, Serena Deeb, an incredible wrestler. Shida, again, day one girl, and we know how amazing she is. So they still had a great match. So I'm interested to see where they go from here. Speaking of Darby Allin, we mentioned earlier, he got jumped in the parking lot by, I joked and tweeted, oh my God, it's Retribution. But
terrible.
Obviously, it's the Pinnacle in masks, and they jumped him. And my God, dude, Darby Allin, did he ever take a licking? Went like head first into that stop sign. Wardlow literally gave him his finishing move on top. The steel barricades, and I'm like, oh my God,
he's gonna be retired by 35.
Right? What the hell?
That shit's gonna catch up to you. You start doing all this crazy shit.
Oh, take it easy, bud.
Fucking Brad. Yes, Charles Mason and the Goons. I'm dead. I know Kyle's not gonna get that because Kyle doesn't watch the Indies. Kyle doesn't watch the Indies, but Brad just popped me. So
what do you think about the Leo Rush thing? Because this was interesting because I'm like, okay, so he cuts a promo and he talks about Dante Martin. He's like, he's a huge fan. You know, he's the man of the hour, and you know the LBO. He sees Dante as an undervalued commodity and wants him to take him to new heights. And Leo's now offered guidance ahead of his match with Malachi Black, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting.
Brad, they haven't wrestled in the Indies, Leo and Dante? Probably not. I mean, it would be a great fit together. I mean, Brad would know probably better than me because he was following Dante before I was. Fuck, man. See, you guys know Everconner's gonna kick the ass. Yes.
So I'm interested to see where they do with that because this whole Leo Rush thing, I just want to see him back in the ring. So,
oh man, they haven't. Okay. All right. Yeah. I thought like maybe they crossed paths in the Indies before.
Okay.
So
before we talk about the main event, they did advertise Rampage 4 stacked matches. They had Punk and Garcia, the Lucha Brothers versus the Acclaim for the titles. FTW Championship, Ricky Starks versus Brian Cage in a Philly street fight, and then they had Jade Cargill against Sky Blue, who I'm a big fan of. Sky Blue, hope she does get signed. So we'll wait on that. But the main event, we had the ladder match, the casino ladder match for the #1 contender for the AEW World Championship, and my God, was this ladder match ever great?
Can I just say, like, I said this last night to Kyle, and I was like, you know, for the people, I'm sure, like, you know, Jackie was there last night, but I can only imagine, like, you hearing how it was, like, on the TV, the pop of Hangman Page.
Oh, man.
Return. But I can only imagine being in the arena, like, how loud.
That was an insane pop. And it's crazy, too. It's that loud of a pop, and you know 95% of the people in that building knew it was going to be Hangman. There's people in the front signs with little, like, Joker cards with Hangman's face on it. Like, they knew it was going to be him. But the fact that he's been gone for so long and he comes back, massive pop, has an amazing match. Like, regardless of like his entrance, the other part of the match was insane. There was so much of like Andrade doing the flip over power bomb like right at the beginning off the ladder. I'm like, oh my god, like they didn't hold back in this match. They did not hold back, and then like Paige hits the dead eye off a little bit. I'm like, oh, please be okay, please be okay. But man, they did such a good job. They even did a good job at the end, because I didn't think it was for sure going to be Hangman, because there were a couple of times where Moxie got in the ring. I'm like, oh, but maybe they swerve and do Mox.
Yeah.
Maybe they do something else. I thought that was running through my head, but obviously Paige winning. This is obviously setting up Omega and Paige at Full Gear for the title. And oh my God, I can only imagine the crowd at Full Gear when Hangman wins. It's going to be just as loud as the pop we hear tonight. It's going to be insane.
Yeah.
And I can see him and Hangman and Kenny having like a big, long storytelling match, like a 30-minute match, maybe 30 to 40 minute. And it's going to be insane. I cannot wait. Bold prediction to chat here. Bold prediction, Hangman doesn't win at Full Gear. He wins 4 days later on Dynamite in his home state of Virginia. The post show is in his home state, but I mean, that's a good prediction. You're amazing. They can also just have him win at the pay-per-view, and then his celebration is in his home state, right? So
I feel like that would be great. Plus, he created the whole Full Gear challenge.
Yeah. So the pay-per-view is basically named after Hangman Page. So, it's just going to be amazing. I cannot wait for that moment. But unreal episode of Dynamite last night. So good.
Definitely.
And next week is interesting, Tiffany. Didn't think about this when we were scheduling our podcasts. Next week, we either going to have a special episode of AEP, or we're going to let you guys know, because next week there is no Dynamite on Wednesday.
Oh, shit.
It's been moved to Saturday night. It's Friday night Rampage first, and then Saturday night Dynamite next week. And that's because the NHL is debuting on TNT, and they needed Wednesday's free slot. So, we're either going to have a special episode. We'll do something special for you guys, or we might move it. So, you guys got to keep an eye on our Twitter account, which is twitter.com/altelitepod. And then follow us as well, Tiffany at Loves to Dream 82, and myself at All Elite Kyle. So, yeah, that'll be next week. But you see this, if you're watching the video version, guys, this the spoopy month. I'm going to have a different Halloween layout each and every single week, and hopefully my camera works each and every single week. But next week, we're actually going to be Nightmare Before Christmas themed layout. Mm-hmm. And then I think the week after, I'm going to be doing famous horror movie characters. And then we have our Halloween special at the end of the month, guys, on the 28th. I think I might dress up for that. Maybe Tiff's going to wear something, but it's going to be a very spoopy episode of the All Elite Podcast, talking some AEW. But yes, didn't catch BTE this week. I think I might have watched it. I don't remember, to be honest. It's been a long week.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it. I've been crazy this week.
But I'm sure it's good. From what I remember, I think I did watch it. The one thing I've been noticing, what I kind of like on there, and it's growing on me, the 2.0 guys and their little show with the merch in the background, and them talking about who wants a taste of this BTE championship. I don't know why. It's growing on me. It is growing on me. KB, you do not come on as Abaddon, because no one is dressing up as Abaddon for me, because no, not happening.
Do it. Okay, so I'll dress as Abaddon. I'll dress as Abaddon. April, come over and do my makeup.
Nope.
I'll get it right.
Nope. Anywho, not really much else, I think, news-wise, AW related, nothing. I think we can probably wrap up the show.
Yeah, we're going to record a Patreon.
Yes, we are going to record a Patreon, ladies and gentlemen, for the No Holds Barred Network. We are doing another Snack Crate edition of the Patreon, the free-for-all. So you guys are going to want to go over that. You can just sign up for that as $1 a month. Supports us, guys. That's it. $1 a month. Go to patreon.com/NoHoldsBarred or NHB Network, whatever which one it is. And you can subscribe to us and get that exclusive content. Me and Tiff do the snack crates. We get snacks from around the world and give you guys our reactions to it and stuff. So yeah, I think the more we do those, I might have to have a discussion with Snack Crate. Maybe we'll get you guys a promo code for those snack crates. So they're really fun and awesome.
We can do.
But yeah, we'll be recording that after this. So thank y'all for tuning in live, whether you're live on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube. If you're on YouTube, hit that like button, guys. That helps us tremendously when you hit that like button and the subscribe button. They're both free to click, so do me a favor and hit those right now for us. And then if you're coming back to watch YouTube, do the same as well. If you're an audio listener, thank you guys. Don't forget you guys at all each and every single week. You guys are amazing, whether you're listening to us on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you're getting your podcasts. All you guys have to do, if you guys want to take us on the audio version, is search up the No Holds Barred Network, and then you can find the All Elite Podcast and all the other wonderful podcasts we do offer on the network. The YouTube page also has exclusive content like Kimmy Talks Wrestling, where she gives her quick recaps from WWE and AEW on there. Kimmy does fantastic work, guys. So go check it out on the YouTube channel right now. Tiff's also got her Indie Talks, which she does a lot of indie vlogs with. She does Under the Ropes, where she interviews a lot of independent stars. So you guys want to check out a lot of stuff that we do offer here on the No Holds Barred Network. But yes, next week, guys, keep an eye on the Twitter page. We'll let you guys know what the next episode is going to be and what we're doing for that. And I apologize this week for my camera not working, but you guys got to see my beautiful face there in the picture form for the time being. Hopefully we get it working for the Patreon. But that's going to wrap it up, guys, for the All Elite Podcast. My name is Kyle Masters. As always, I'm your self-proclaimed greatest host and your Canadian prince, and I'm always joined by my co-host, the EVP Giggles, the Heartbreak Chick, the Queen of the Indies, the Lady Light Twos, the Spoopy One, Tiffany. And we will see you guys, as always, next week. I don't have the Kenny thing set up, so we're just going to jump into the outro, guys. We love you guys. Stay safe out there. Take care. Take it easy.